Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Midweek Minutes. This past Sunday, we continued our study in the book of 2 Peter, and our passage was 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 3 to 7. Let me read the passage for you. First, I want to remind you that in the last days, there will be scoffers who will laugh at the truth and do every evil thing they desire. This will be their argument. Jesus promised to come back, did he? Then, where is he? Why? As far back as anyone can remember, everything has remained exactly the same since the world was first created. They deliberately forget that God made the heavens by the word of his command. And he brought the earth up from the water and surrounded it with water. Then he used the water to destroy the world with the mighty flood. And God has also commanded that the heavens and the earth will be consumed by fire on the day of judgment, when ungodly people will perish. The title of our message was His Story. Now, I was here consumed by my Bible, and who doesn't like a great book? Now, the Bible is unlike any other book that we can pick up. But like any good story, it has a main character and a theme woven throughout it. And in our Bible, the main character is Jesus, and his story is woven throughout. And when you read his story, you start to see how all the pieces fits together. Now, like any good story, we want to have a favorable ending. But oftentimes we find ourselves on the edge of our seat, wanting to know what happens next. I found myself on the edge of my seat last week when my daughter Ava performed in her high school musical. She did a phenomenal job, and we were there to witness all the standing ovations and just give her all the accolades. I'm thankful for all the church family and family that came out to support Ava. And I gotta tell you, the way the musical turned out wasn't really what I expected. And then Ava clued me in on something. She said that there are multiple endings that the show has, and they chose to do the ending which was a little less climactic. Now, when we read his story, there aren't a bunch of different alternate endings. We know how it all turns out. We're living through the pages and the lines in his story. And we just have to trust that it'll work out the way that he promised. We had a point from Sunday that says, when you embrace his story, we will find out that things will turn out just as he planned. So I encourage you, embrace his story. Get all nestled up to this good book. And remember, it's not just a book. It's alive and active. And it can help us to transform our lives into the story that God has scripted for us to have. So, are we going to trust his story and trust that it will work out the way that he planned? Or are we going to fall prey to the scoffers who have all sorts of things that are contrary to say against God's will and his word? I trust that you will trust his story and embrace it. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Midweek Minutes. I hope to see you again next week, or the week after that, or the week after that. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye-bye for now.